Just suppose, for example, you lived in Gazette and got caught in that traffic on Zate Highway 8. What do you see? Is there a ladder? I see a ladder. You see a ladder? Look. What's that? You see a barrel? Wait, do you see some watermelons?
No.
You don't see any watermelons? You sure? What about up there? You see some watermelons? You see any bananas? You don't see any bananas? What about right there? What's that? Banana.
Get my feet warm.
You get your feet warm? Okay. You turn the page. Or suppose, just for instance, you lived in Gazere with your bedroom up here and your bathroom up there. My goodness, look at all those stairs.
Too heavy. E-R.
All the way over there. There he is. Turn the page.
Over that bathroom.
All the way to the bathroom.
That bathroom.
That's right. You can turn the page. Uh-oh. There we go. Suppose, just suppose, you were poor Herbie Hart, who has taken his thromdefibrillator apart.
Oh, there it is.
Hmm?
Oh, there it is.
We'll get to that bridge in a minute. What are you doing? He never will get it together, I'm sure. Okay. Next page. Think they work you too hard? Think of poor Ollie Sard. He has to mow grass in his uncle's backyard, and it's quick-growing grass, and it grows as he mows it. The faster he mows it, the faster he grows it. And all that his stingy old uncle will pay for shoving that mower around in that hay is the piffless pay of 2 duklas a day. And Ollie can't live on such piffless pay. So, he has to paint flagpoles on Sundays and grooves. How lucky you are you don't live in his shoes. What's he doing? Is he painting? Can you turn the page? And poor Mr. Bix. Every morning at 6, poor Mr. Bix has his Borfin to fix. It doesn't seem fair, it just doesn't seem right, but his Borfin just seems to go schlump every night. It schlumps in a heap, sadly needing repair. Bix figures it's due to the local night air. It takes him all day to unschlump it, and then the night air comes back and it schlumps once again. So don't you feel blue. Don't get down to the dumps. You're lucky you don't have a Borfin that schlumps. Hang on. There you go. And while we are at it, consider the schlots. The crumple-horn, web-footed, green-bearded schlots, whose tail is entailed with unsolvable knots. If he isn't muchly more worse off than you, I'll eat my umbrella. That's just what I'll do. Look at his tail. Mm-hmm. Can you turn the page? And you're lucky indeed you don't ride on a camel. To ride on a camel, you sit on a whammel. A whammel, you know, is a sort of saddle, held on by a button that's known as a faddle. And boy, if your old whammel faddle gets loose, I'm telling you, ducky, you're gone like a goose. Are they riding camels?
My dad.
Are they riding some camels?
The dad.
Hmm?
The dad.
What is that?
Dad.
Duck. Turn the page. Turn the page. Uh-oh. And poor Mr. Potter, T-crosser, I-dotter. He has to cross T's and he has to dot I's in an I and T factory out in Van Nuys. What's he doing?
No.
He writing? All the way around there. Oh, the jobs people work at. Out west near Hotch Hotch, there's a Hotch Hotcher bee watcher. His job is to watch, is to keep both his eyes on the lazy town bee. A bee that, okay, next page. The bee watcher watched the bee watcher. He didn't watch well, so another Hotch Hotcher had to come in as a watcher. And today, all the Hotchers who live in Hotch Hotch are watching on watching the watcher who's watching that bee. You're not a Hotch Watcher, you're lucky, you see. They're all watching. Next page. One more. There we go. And how fortunate you're not Professor Debris, who has spent the past 32 years, if you please, trying to teach Irish ducks how to read Javanese. That's pretty silly. Pretty silly. And think of the poor puffing Pugelhorn players who have to parade down the Pugelhorn stairs every morning to wake up the Prince of Puboken. It's awful how often their pugels get broken. There we go. And oh, just suppose you were poor Harry Haddo. Try as he will, he can't make any shadow. He thinks that perhaps something's wrong with his giz, and I think that by golly, there probably is. What are you doing? Okay. Let me turn the page.
Baby frog go night night, daddy.
Baby frog go night night on daddy. Okay. You going night night, baby frog? You want me to read?
No.
You want me to read this page? You want me to read this page? No? Okay. We'll go next page. And suppose that you lived in that forest in France, where the average young person just hasn't a chance to escape from the perilous pants-eating plants. But your pants are safe. You're a fortunate guy. And you ought to be shouting, "How lucky am I?" Now let's read the book. You turn the page. And speaking of plants, you should be greatly gladish you're not Farmer Falkenberg's 17th radish. And you're so lucky you're not Gucky Gown, who lives by himself 90 miles out of town in the ruins of Ronk. Ronk is rather run down. And you're so lucky you're not a left sock, left behind by mistake in the caverns of Croc. What's that sock?
No.
Let's look at that sock. What is that?
No food.
A keycap? Uh-oh. Thank goodness for all of the things you are not. Thank goodness you're not something someone forgot and left all alone in some punkerish place, like a rusty tin coat hanger hanging in space. That's why I say, ducky, don't grumble, don't stew. Some critters are much, oh ever so much, so muchly, much more unlucky than you. What are they sitting on? Cactus? Are you sitting on a cactus? Sitting on a couch? Kitty cat sitting on a cactus? No, what's kitty cat sitting on? A pillow?